I grew up with vegetables. My grandfather used to grow tomatoes for Campbell Soup Company. My dad used to do a lot of wholesale for small chain grocery stores. He did a lot of work for not really much money because he did all wholesale. So in the late 80s, the grocery chains were kind of going out of business because of the big stores were taken over. So then we lost our outlet for that. So then that's when we started up with farmers markets and been doing that since. Initially, we just did yellow, I know that. And we only did, my father-in-law was still alive because he would sit and shell popcorn. We did maybe 10 bushel at the time. He just did with his hand too. We weren't even putting it through a sheller. And then it just grew that, well, why don't you try this color of popcorn? And the colors probably we haven't done quite as recent, maybe 10 years, 15 years. When it's fresh picked, it's got a nice glossy look to it. It does get a little less impressive, it dries down. My name is Karen Stojan. I'm a farmer at Stojan Farms, Stojan Vegetables. We moved here in 1983, and I believe we started doing the farmers markets in 1984. I was still working a full-time job. That was our insurance benefits, and then my husband got full-time with the state highway department, so since he had the benefits, then it's like, all right, this will be my full-time. I'll just work from home. I was using my vacation days to do a farmer's market. I'd take Fridays off to pick and then do my Saturday market. We have one helper at the farm here, but otherwise I consider it just family. Currently we go to Winfield on Wednesday. We've been there since it started, 25, 26 years that we've done Winfield. St. Charles on Friday, Sugar Grove, Batavia, and Naperville on Saturdays. Saturdays are a day when we collapse when we come home. We've got 20 acres here. This is not our land across the street. We are very fortunate with excellent neighbors, and each neighbor has like a 5-acre parcel. Our son owns the property next door, so this helps us rotate locations of where for disease problems too. We try our best not to have to spray stuff, but periodically we do, because the bugs like to attack. We've got our tomatoes in their front yard. This side we have 6 different varieties of the regular slicing, canning type tomatoes. We stake them all too, so the tomatoes are held up off the ground. We like to pick them when they're red, so they're not too mushy. Yeah, we would like to have them in decent shape when we get to the farmers markets and stuff. Well, this spring we were kind of nervous of what to expect for farmers markets. You order all your seeds in the fall, winter, so everything was ordered and just hope for the best. Part of the things that go along with farming is you deal with all kinds of weather days. Especially with the dry weather, not everything is going to be a saleable item. Most of the plants have a fair amount of foliage, but this is a drawback to the sun too, because it's a sunburnt one. The creek is all dried up, so we do have a little trouble with raccoons and wildlife. So they're coming into the fields to gnaw on everything to find moisture themselves. And I know people ask, well, how do you control that? And it's like, we really don't. I mean, they get their share of stuff, and we hope we plant enough to have something else to sell as well. So we lay the new plastic down every year. There's roughly 300 plants in here. Garden flats for plants for people to purchase in May and June. I think a lot of people did attempt to plant a garden. I mean, it wasn't an easy year to do that, so I give them credit. Hopefully they had something turn out. I only put 2 varieties in here. They're all the slicer tomatoes. I don't do any of the cherries and stuff. Of course, we don't use any insecticides or anything in this one, because the idea of this one is get fruit to market faster than the field ones. With people's jobs being affected with COVID and everything else, we did offer if people want to make an appointment to come and pick it up at the farm. I think they realize too that, okay, the farmer's handling it, and then it goes basically directly to them. The amount of people that are looking for help is like more than double this year. When I have surplus product, the Salvation Army has been very receptive to accepting fresh produce. Local food banks, So I try not to let product go to waste. We're both in our 60s, and he retired 2 years ago. So it's not like we're going to do this forever. I don't know if it'll carry on or not, but we're just keeping the door open for right now. As long as our health stays there, there's always changes. None of it is always easy, but make the best of it.